Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look at Brawl Talk and diving into the balance changes that I feel like need to happen as soon as possible. Obviously, the update should be arriving around Tuesday, Wednesday time, so that obviously means that a balance change is imminent as well. So these changes I feel like need to happen. Hopefully, Supercell watch this video and take notes on what balance changes should happen, because some of these are quite obvious, some of them not so obvious. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the video. Just before we get into today's video, there's only 2 days left to take advantage of code SPEN. There's still 30% off until the 18th, so make sure you use code SPEN when you check out G Fuel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Right, guys, so just heading straight into the Brawl Talk. Obviously, I think everyone has watched this by now, but if you're not, this is a chance to watch it here. So only about 2.5 minutes long, so we'll just be going through it, giving my thoughts. That was pretty epic costumes by the dev team. I absolutely love them costumes. Frank looking pretty awesome in that. But yeah, I loved the Brawl Talk. I really liked watching it, especially at 9 AM. I was really hyped. That was pretty early for me, to be honest, with my bad sleep schedule. But here's a new brawler, Amber. So Amber, I feel like it's going to be pretty hard to tell whether she's going to be overpowered or not. She kind of looks like Max in a way, especially with her shooting mechanics in some sort of way. I think she won't be too strong. I feel like she'll be a good brawler in high, so that's probably going to be her best mode, I reckon, or even gem grabber like shown in this gameplay. I think she'll be stronger in them modes. I don't think she'll be like a bounty brawler, because she just doesn't have the like instant damage or anything. But it'll be pretty interesting. I'm probably going to be pushing rank 35 Amber with Tom. He'll be going for that rank 35, I believe. So yeah, they're 2 really cool skins as well. 2 skins everyone's been waiting for a very long time. That BB bubble animation is epic. I'll be looking forward to using that skin, because there's only one BB skin, I imagine. The 5 true gold and true silver skins, I don't think I have enough coins for them, so maybe actually that'll probably cost a lot of money to gem coins for that. And then finally, we do get a Rosa Skins. So this has been a very long time coming. I think Rosa's been in the game for at least 2 years now. Still hasn't had a skin, so finally it's the moment. Also a brawler arena challenge. I think I completely butchered that name, but that is pretty epic skin. I love that skin. So with that challenge, I'll definitely make a video on the best comps and strategies and stuff. If you guys haven't seen there, the battle pins as well, you can actually pick all of your pins, which is a really nice touch to the update, because before, if you had like a couple of special pins, you couldn't actually like move it over to the other slots where you didn't have pins for, so you're going to be able to use pins a lot. And we've got some cool features for Brawl esports, so this is a really nice touch. I really like how they're getting more involved with esports, and with this skin, it's going to help with the prize pool and some epic pins as well. So I'll be looking forward to definitely purchasing that. 1 million prize pool, now that is what we're talking about. That is a lot of money. Some good features there. I don't know if that'll be a game mode. I think that actually might be a map. Life Leech coming back as well. That's always hyped to come back once a year. I feel like it's always fun to play with at the beginning, Life Leech, when it just gets a bit boring. But all these new gadgets, a bit of gameplay on them. Also rewards for season 1, you want to collect them as soon as possible. Try and get the legendary out of the boxes if you have any boxes saved for season 1. I know I've got quite a few, so I think I'll have to be spending them. But that's going to be Brawl Talk, I believe, set for the map makers. So something like this, I feel like it's going to completely change the game. With the way you do videos, the way the community get involved with things, I just feel like that's going to be like the best thing about this update. I'm so excited to see what inventive maps are about to come out, and there's going to be so many epic videos to come for content creators channels. So yeah, that's going to be the end of Brawl Talk. Let's hop into some balance changes. So first, brawler I believe needs a nerf. Probably don't need the nerf the most out of all these brawlers, but I feel like she's a really strong place at the minute. It's going to be Tara. So I feel like they need to revert the change that they made in the past update. They actually made it so it's easier to get your super. They need to actually make it so it's more cards to get your super, and then maybe change the amount of HP she has or the damage, because I just feel like at a minute she's just too prevalent in the meta. Near enough every single Brawl map, Tara is good on. Near enough every single gem grab map, Tara is good on. So she definitely needs some sort of tweaking. So hopefully they can do either one of 2 things, as I mentioned. They definitely need to make it so it takes longer to get your super, and then either a health or damage nerf for sure. So an obvious choice now for a nerf, it's going to be Max. So there's no really surprises here. I feel like it's pretty easy to nerf her. Either well, for one thing for certain, they actually made it easier to get a super. I feel like they definitely need to nerf that like straight away. Already she was like the best brawler in the game, and I know there's a few like quality of life changes that they've made, but I feel like they still need to nerf how many bullets it takes her to get super. It's kind of insane how quickly she gets super. Or instead of doing that, they need to obviously nerf her damage for sure. She just absolutely shreds through people, or maybe even nerf her reload speed or nerf her star power, which obviously makes you shoot faster, but definitely need to do something like that. And then HP as well, even like 100 HP nerf should be pretty decent. So next up, one of the pros most hated brawlers in the meta currently is going to be Spike Curveballs. So the easy way to nerf this brawler is to, of course, nerf Curveballs. So this making it so not all of his shots tend to hit. Back what it used to be before they actually buffed it again. Curveball, I feel like they just need to get rid of his star power. We really need to do something with it. I know a lot of the dev team, I know Frank even said they don't actually mind Curveball being in the meta, but I just feel like it's just too easy and too simple to hit your shots, and it just doesn't feel as rewarding as other brawlers to play. You're just constantly like shooting your shots just anywhere, just hoping it hits one of their enemies, and it can be near enough impossible to dodge in a real 3v3 scenario. I know you can actually do it inside of practice a lot easier, but inside of 3v3 it's just near enough impossible to get a certain dodge pattern to dodge it. So yeah, definitely nerf the Curveball. And then I didn't really understand too much why they actually increased its damage. It was already in a decent spot in the meta. I feel like just nerfing even like the damage by like 20 or 30 per spike, I think that should be sufficient. That's all that Spike needs for a nerf. So next up on the nerf chopping block, it's going to be Bo, and of course his gadget Tripwire. So a lot of conflict in the comment section I've saw about this when I've previously mentioned it, but I still feel like he needs like a delay to his mines, not like Nita's, because obviously his mines have a delay to it anyway. So probably like a 0.2 second delay, 0.25, something around that area. But need to just definitely test with that first, or obviously limit the usages to 2 maybe. But I still feel like this isn't the right way to go about a nerf on gadgets. I feel like most gadgets just need to keep the 3 usages, but yeah, Bo definitely needs a nerf in that sense. So next up is my boy Gina. So this pains me to say it a lot, but Gina definitely is in need of a nerf. Currently the Gina max combination is so broken, and I just feel like the change that they made to its super just really shouldn't really have been a thing. I feel like it was really balanced and a perfect mechanic how it took actually 3 shots and then a little one to get super. So like in game modes like Siege, you can't just cycle it over and over again, but with this change you can now. So definitely they need to revert that change, and then going into future updates, see where he's at in the meta. But they definitely need to make this change again, because I just don't like the fact that you can just cycle pools over and over again. So Carla's up next on the brawlers that need a nerf. To be honest, he's one of the brawlers that I don't really mind being too strong in the meta. So again, just like Gene, I don't really mind too much if they don't get nerfed, even if they're strong, because it's just a brawler that really can't be like completely overpowered and just like completely make me rage. But yeah, Colt has been strong for a while now, so he's definitely in need of some sort of nerf, either like a damage nerf, because that's one of the main reasons how he got back into the meta, was for his damage. Maybe a nerf to another mechanic to him, like his health or something like that. But yeah, he's definitely in need of a nerf, not too sure how. So last up on the urgent nerf list is going to be Mortise. So a lot of people somehow will not agree with this, but Mortise is in desperate need of a nerf. He's absolutely everywhere right now. Near enough every other game, I have a Mortise random on my team if I'm playing with randoms, or he's just in against the other team when I've got a full team. So Mortise is really, really good right now. And to be honest, people actually don't realize how good he is. It's because of the change with the cycling of bats. It actually takes 1 less dash to cycle your bats now, and it makes Mortise so good, because obviously with your bats you can hit multiple people and just heal up, and if you get them bats quicker, it just obviously means you're going to be even more invincible. So Mortise definitely needs a change to him. He needs to take 1 less dash with his bats. We need to revert this change and maybe even nerf him even harder, because he's a really underrated brawler. Everyone memes him, but he definitely is such a strong brawler in this meta. So on the urgent buff list, first up is going to be Shelley. So Shelley, again, I'd say is by far the worst brawler in the game at the moment. It's so hard to push Shelley other than maps like Sneaky Fields. It's probably like the only map I actually can push her on. So Shelley, just trash overall at the minute. The meta just really doesn't suit her because there's hardly any tanks in it, but just overall she's not that good anyway. You can only really use one of her star powers, which is Shell Shock, and again her other gadget Clay Pigeons is just really bad as well. So we definitely need to buff her gadgets. Both gadgets just really underwhelming, and then even her Band-Aid star power probably needs a bit of a buff. She needs something else doing to her. I mean, she's had actually some good buffs in the recent set of balance changes, but still just hasn't made her anywhere near the meta at the minute. So again, I've definitely previously mentioned this in a previous video, but Nita just really trash in the meta. I don't really see any Nitas at all on ladder anymore, especially inside of Gem Grab and Brawl Ball. Nita used to be good literally everywhere, but now Nita's just trash. Her gadget is absolutely awful. You just can't use it. There's no point using it at all. I feel like they need to add like a 0.2 second delay, 1 second delay. They surely should have known how much that would have killed the gadget. You can just never really get any true value out of it. So it'd be nice for Nita to get a change to that gadget. All other changes actually made her pretty viable, but this gadget just makes her unusable. So definitely changing this gadget and then go from there. So next up is Gale, and I believe Gale, I mean, he's pretty balanced in some ways across the meta. He's not too good, he's not completely awful, but at the same time, I just feel like he doesn't have a good game mode at the moment. He's been strong for a while now, so I don't really mind him being too trash in the meta at the moment, but there's just literally not a single game mode that he's good in. He used to be really good in Siege and Heist, but I don't really want his jump pads to be buffed again. But just needs tweaking to something. Maybe he gets more of a reload speed, a bit more damage. He's able to cycle supers a bit faster maybe. Something like that needs to be changed to him because he's just not good anywhere at the moment. So next up is Crow, another obvious choice to get a buff. Again, this is really controversial because of how good he is inside of a showdown. Inside of 3v3 modes, he's never been good. It's been a problem for a very long time now, and as I've previously mentioned a ton, it's hard to balance a brawler like him because of his annoying mechanics. You don't really want a brawler like Crow to ever become meta because you'll just get so many complaints because obviously he's got a mechanic which stops you from healing, which in itself is a really broken mechanic when abused correctly. So yeah, Crow, I feel like probably just needs a slight buff to his gadgets in some way to make it more viable. Maybe his star powers need a bit more love, but other than that, I don't really see a need to buff him necessarily. Okay, so lastly on the list for a big buff, I believe Colette definitely needs one. I don't really see her at all inside of ladder. I don't really know her best game mode at the minute. I probably think it's Heist maybe because you see a lot of tanks on that mode, but yeah, Colette's just not really good in the meta. But I believe maybe with nerfs to certain brawlers in the meta, she can become pretty viable, but at the same time she still needs a bit more love. Maybe make it easier to get her super because her super is actually one of the best things about her. Maybe actually increase her damage by about 50 or something, but she's definitely in need of some love. She's not good in the meta at all. All right guys, this is going to be the end of today's video. Hope you really enjoyed. I could go on about balancing literally forever. There's so many more things I could go into, but I don't want to bore you guys too much with balancing. These changes I believe it should happen. Obviously there's a few more that you can say, you know, like the Leons and other brawlers that just haven't really been touched for a while. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed. I'm looking forward to the update, which hopefully is around a few days time, so definitely look out for the grind again. By Monday, I'm hoping to start doing daily streams and grinding the game again, so definitely look forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe guys, and I'll see you all next time.